Hello, my name is Niko, and I'll be talking about how to deal with campus bureaucracy. So first off, my name is Niko. I used to intern with MLH this past summer, so I have a ton of awesome stories for y'all. One of them is that they're killer at karaoke. Find me afterwards, we can talk all about them behind their back. I also was a co-director for HackTX this past year, which was, there they are. And then before that, I was the founder of this group called MAD, Mobile Application Development. Yeah, there's one of them. And through that, we hosted a couple different student developer conferences. We hosted hundreds of free workshops, and we hosted a dozen or so hack nights. And so through that process, through all that, I've gotten very familiar with dealing with campus administration. So I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts. So imagine, if you will, that you are a bus. Or rather, your hackathon is a bus. And if you don't make it to your event on time, you're not going to have a hackathon. So if you're a day late, you're going to have 100 or so very disappointed hackers. And so your job as an organizer is to avoid all those obstacles in your way as a bus. Let's see. So this is the HackTX bus, and that's me with my co-director Prakar, who's in the audience. So imagine also that this is your campus administrator. This is not really your campus administrator. This is Ice Cube. And campus administrators can be great. They can be your navigation, allowing you to. If you like that slide, you're going to love the rest. They're all stock photos. Imagine if campus administrators are great for your navigation. They'll help you plan your route to your event and help you get there on time. So that's Ice Cube on the left. That's me on the right. They can also be your support system. So if your bus breaks down and you're not moving and you can't get to your event on time, they'll help keep you going by helping push the bus. To some of you, that was too real. So campus administration are also great, because if you change bus drivers, maybe after your event ends and you get a new bus driver, they'll help navigate those as well. They'll help the next generation of hackathon organizers. So your job as an organizer is also to get everyone on the bus. You want Ice Cube on the bus. He's got good music taste. So if you can do that, you're going to feel like this. But it's not always that easy, right? A lot of you, that was very obvious. It can get actually pretty hard. There's a ton of obstacles on the way that dealing with bureaucracy will introduce to your bus route. So, and there's a lot of problems around that. Some of them are because bureaucracy just is too damn slow. They won't respond to your emails at 1 a.m. But a lot of it is something that you can change. So as a new organizer, you typically face issues with bureaucracy because you have no history and you have no credibility. And so I will teach you how to navigate these and make a smooth ride to your event. So let's talk about the differences of the types of obstacles that will face you on your road. So the first is stoplights. Stoplights are those types of obstacles that you can foresee, you can route around, and you can plan your event and time it right so you get there on time. These are obstacles that you can plan to avoid proactively. The second are roadblocks. These are unforeseen obstacles in your way that you have, that bureaucracy will spring onto you and you have to react to. And these are both different issues and are handled separately. So first, how do we deal with stoplights? This might sound obvious, but the first step is just to plan ahead. Just like a bus driver needs to know where they're going before they set off, you need to know where you're heading before you start organizing. So plan ahead and create a timeline tonight if you don't already have one, so that you can know where you're going and get there with the minimum possible obstacles. Second is find the right people. So doing research of your campus and understanding the landscape is very crucial. This is an upfront cost and doesn't take a lot of effort and will help you immensely in the long run. Find whichever department or person on campus will be your biggest supporter, and that will help you in the long term. So this might be your typical like CS department or engineering, but it's not typical. It doesn't have to be focused on that. It can also be part of your business school or fine arts department. There are tons of initiatives on campus that will align with your interests. So figure out who on campus is the person to talk to and schedule a meeting with them. Next, communication is key. As an organizer, you should have a regular discussion with your campus administration so that you can establish a relationship with them. Communication is how you find out about upcoming obstacles and how you make friends with your campus. This is also how we at HackTX found out that we needed a weapons permit for a midnight foam sword fight. So when you're creating your timeline tonight, also book a meeting with that department or administrator that you want to talk to, and do that soon. Next, align your interests. This is key. When you are meeting with your admins, ask them what matters most to them and what metrics are key to their success. This will let you know what things to measure as an organization that will matter most to them in the long run, and it will let you focus on a specific thing, a specific metric. So if your university cares most heavily about recruiting outside students, show them that you brought 25% new students to your campus or to your event or to your school through your event. This will score big points with your administration. So ask your department at your next meeting that you scheduled on your timeline. Ask them what metrics or measures matter most to them. And next, this goes in hand with the previous point. Establish your value proposition. I like that slide. They just suck at high-fiving. So once you find what matters most to your department, focus heavily on that and push that at every sort of report or update with your administration. Show them that you are a recruiting tool if that is what matters most to them. And then that way you can slide in what other strengths you provide to your university. This is a great foot in the door tactic. And and finally, reassess. So after you have your event and you are figuring out, doing a postmortem on your event, this is also the best time to have a meeting with your administration, smooth over your navigation or smooth over your routes, what went well, what went wrong, and talk them through. This will help you in your next event. And so when you are planning your timeline tonight, also schedule a time to reassess after your event. So next, how do we deal with roadblocks? These are the things that come up unforeseen that you just have to deal with. And you need to ask, first step is to ask why. Understand why they're springing this on you, what's the reasoning behind it, so that you can be most efficient in your arguing. So this is, for example, we were restricted on a weekend event of only having CS majors in our building after hours or on the weekends. And so we figured out why, and we asked why, and we figured out that they were most concerned about security and theft prevention. And so as soon as we could ensure that it was secure, they were okay with us hosting the event. Next, find alternative routes. This might sound contradictory, but you want to if a roadblock presents itself, you want to look at other routes you can take in order to reach your goal on time. An example of this is that we found out really too late that we were supposed to have 3 different bids for t-shirt vendors, and then also get it approved by not only our department, but also the dean of our school, and that would have taken us an extra 3 weeks. And so instead we went with a sponsor buying our t-shirts instead, and that saved us a lot of time in the short run. Next, be persistent. You want to be clear and be vocal on the points that matter to you, and argue those points and make your points clear and politely. But you also want to be insistent on them. So an example of that is we were when the university wanted to manage our organization makeup. That was something that was clearly very important to us, and we insisted that is not something that we could do, and that involved very insistent emails, several very insistent emails, and also in-person meeting, a very awkward in-person meeting. And lastly, be flexible. When you can, find points that you can compromise. This will score big points with your department and make you friends in the long run. So taking a note from Dawson, here's a cheat sheet on all these points. You can take a picture if you want to. They'll also be available later. But if you nail these points, you will have solved this problem that we talked about before of no history, no credibility. You'll have gotten all the administration on your bus. You'll be on the road to happiness. You'll look less like this and more like this. And that's my talk. Thank you very much.